just think you're on the wrong side of the discussion. I won't say the argument because we're not arguing. But
I wasn't aware that I'd picked a side at this point in proceedings.
Okay,
but pray continue.
Okay, all right. Right, my view is this. In terms of, we've got regional variation about where you live in the country.
Yeah.
Well, what's the alternative? We all don't want a national lockdown.
You say that. A lot of people do, including,
Okay.
I gather, including Valence and Whitty, who quite like the idea or were supportive, reportedly, of this 2-week so-called circuit breaker. But I appreciate that we might not want it in another sense, i.e. we wouldn't welcome it. Okay,
let me phrase it another way.
Of course.
I think we would all appreciate a position from government that reflected the local situation, because we all know that certain cities and communities can, for a period of time anyway, be very different from another.
And inevitably, it feels daft, doesn't it? If no one's got it in your town, you shouldn't be obeying the same rules and regulations as the town where everybody's got it. But that was what happened the first time round.
I know, but we if you're smart, you learn from either mistakes or you debrief and
if
you
you're
move
not smart, you die, or you get ill, you get incubated, or you pass it on to somebody who does.
No, what I'm saying is this: I've not got a great deal of time for all these people who are saying, "I don't know what the rules are. I don't know." Let me just say this: if you go on to chronological.gov.uk,
yes,
latest updates. You click on there. There's a list in chronological date order of all the updates. If you put your postcode in, I've done it this morning. Search Shrewsbury. There's 77 cases, I think, in our area.
Yes.
You drop down menu of what all your local restrictions are. Most people book the holidays online. A lot of people book the shopping online. They buy the lottery ticket online.
Yes, but here's the point, Rob, I don't think we're arguing, but we may be politely disagreeing, because if I buy my holiday online on a Sunday night, and I'm going to Ibiza, when I log on Monday morning, it hasn't been suddenly changed to Magaluf, which I'm afraid is... What?
James, we're in a pandemic. We're not in normal times.
Well, you're the one talking about holidays.
Yeah, no, I'm just flagging the example of people going, "Oh, I'm confused. I don't know."
But if it changes at midnight, you can forgive people for being confused, can't you?
Of course you can.
Right.
Of course you can. But let's not blow it out of proportion. I think we need to take a step back, as we all have this huge appetite.
Yes.
To get back to normal.
Yes.
I think sometimes we can be forgiven. Well, times aren't normal. We're in a very dangerous, precarious situation. I mean, for example, what would the view of the country be if the government said, well, once every 4 weeks, we're going to have a lockdown across the entire country for 1 week. So we step and suppress it, across the entire winter. Now, there may be some arguments for that.
I think there are, but we're back to the tension between health and wealth. Would you mind, Rob, awfully, if I ambushed you?
Go on.
Is it an ambush if I've just warned you what I'm about to do?
No, but I'll fail and you'll embarrass me.
I'm not going to embarrass you nationally. Quite the opposite, actually. But I am going to play you a little clip of a minister who hadn't previously beeped particularly loudly on my radar. But I suppose they're down to the last remains of politicians they can put up for interview, because so many of the senior ones are hiding, although Gavin Williamson is due to deliver some sort of statement at 12:30 today.
I'm up against it now.
Here is Rob in Shrewsbury saying it's very easy to understand, and I just wonder actually whether the clip I'm about to play you might support your position rather than demolish it. But it's concerning that Gillian Keegan is the Minister for Apprenticeships and Skills. Here she is a little earlier today.
No, I'm sorry, I can't clarify that. I mean, I know in the rest of the country, generally, you can, meet in a pub and you can book a table. And the restrictions are indoors in terms of...
You don't know the answer to that question?
No, I don't know the answer to that question. But, I'm sure they can find out the answer to that question. I just don't have the details of those 7 areas.
If you can't give us the answer to that, I mean, how do you expect people to keep up to date with the latest rules when even you as a government minister can't answer that question?
Yeah, I'm sorry I can't answer that question. I'm sure there are many people who could. I don't represent the North East, but...
No, but you are a government minister and you're on the air this morning, and this is a new restriction that is coming into place this evening.
Yes, and so it'll be laid out and it'll be clear to everybody in those areas. They will be communicated very clearly what
tonight.
They are. Yep, it's happening tonight.
And
So Radio 4 there, Michelle Hussain quizzing the apprenticeship minister, Gillian Keegan. Back to Robin Shrewsbury.
Let me just respond if I can.
Of course, yeah.
Number one, I didn't say it was easy to understand.
You didn't.
My suggestion was, if you want to find out, it's not that difficult. That's my first point. Secondly, I don't think there's anybody in the country, you try and find somebody, I bet you can't.
Go on.
That could stand up and say, right, for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to give you a forensic breakdown and overview and list, region by region, town by town, etc. Because it's complicated.
Well,
but we're not.
Hang on. I'm not going to point out that a minute ago you were comparing it to booking a holiday online, because that would be unfair.